Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 4 of Mentoring Monday, where today we're looking at the topic of research and how it helps you to stay relevant. Hi, I'm Fiona Lucas, and I'm the founder of I Respect Online, the author of Future Proof Your Kids, and I'm a social media educator and strategist working in the field of online reputation. And I'm here to help you, my audience, get the best out of the online world. Now, don't forget to follow I Respect Online so you stay up to date and know when we go live. The reason I wanted to talk about research is that lately I've been seeing so many businesses sharing content that it's clickbait stuff, not relevant, and it can actually affect your reputation if the stuff you share isn't quality. And I know we're busy and we're all trying to collate content to help build onto the content we provide that we make ourselves. But making sure that what we're giving out is absolutely spot on good quality is important for the way we're perceived online. And there's something that a lot of people don't realise, that in the equation of the value of your business, your reputation is a really strong asset. Oh yeah. Hi Ian. There's 20 people out there, but only one of you speaking to me. I'm glad it's you, Ian, because you're very helpful. Okay, well, hopefully I didn't lose everyone with the technical difficulties. So let's get back onto it. Once again, I'm Fiona Lucas from I Respect Online, and we're talking about the importance of research in your reputation for your business. And one of the things I did want to mention was the statistics that have come out from research done on reputation, which shows, for example, in the UK, it's over £680 billion that value that is added to the bottom line of a business through the way their reputation is perceived. So it's something really important. In Australia, we haven't actually got the same kind of monetary statistics. However, we do monitor a list which rates where the reputation of businesses. So I think it's something that we need to get more and more aware of in a time when we're sharing more and more content out there. And the risk for a business is that we share something that may have malware attached, and not only is that not good for our audience, but the worst thing is that if we're using it on our work computers, we also are exposing the data of our clients to the risk from that kind of data if there's malware there. So we need to do as much as we can to protect ourselves. And one of the biggest things, that draws your eye to whether something is maybe fake or not is a clickbait heading. And the thing with that is it's there to capture your eye, to make you want to click it. And for that reason, many people read the first line and go, oh, that sounds good, I'll share that. And they don't bother to go in and find out that the article itself actually doesn't contain any of the information that they said. So I am just, I'm double checking on my phone again here just in case I do get a chance to see any questions or anything, but it seems like my phone doesn't want to play with me at all. Okay, so some of the ways that we can tell whether the information that we are sharing is real or not is to use sites such as Snopes.com, SNOPES.com, and hoaxslayer.com. Both of these will let you have a look at some of those, particularly the status update kind of headings that say, oh, Facebook is going to charge us for, having an account, and you need to. They had the one going around about privacy, that if you all shared this piece of information, you'd be protected. All of that is not true. So it's really worth going onto these sites and having a look. Now, and I know when it's in your private life, a lot of people said to me, hey, I can't be bothered, I don't want to go and look. And that's fine, it is your risk, and I'm not telling people what to do. I'm just giving you some tools and some ideas of ways that you can minimize risk to your business and help to build your status as a leader in your field, because they're the things that really matter most. And these hoax sites, they're designed just to, either to build fear and to keep continuing poor conversations that aren't well researched at all. So I wrote on the back, I don't know if you can see it here, I'm trying to do the weather girl thing where I have to point behind me, so I'm going the wrong way there. With your research, what you want to do is make sure that it is relevant first. And relevant means not just grabbing links into an article that you've written that seem a little bit remotely like the topic. Actually read them and make sure that the information they're providing either builds to or verifies the sort of information that you're saying. Is it recent and up to date? Is it coming from a site that actually is real, or is it a what we call a zombie site? That's something that was created a long time ago, possibly to try to generate income from advertising and things like that, and it actually hasn't been updated in a long time, and the information on it may not be valid, or the information on it may in fact be those infomercial type of news reports where the article looks genuine, and you see it a lot in the health industries where it might talk about some particular vitamin or plant or whatever, and it looks like it's a real researched article, but in the end it's actually just advertising. So that's really important. And the other one is it verifiable? So can you look at the source? So when you look at the source, go and look at the author. Who are they? Are they known in their field? Have they produced content before? Have they been published? Do they blog a lot? What sort of information are they giving that gives you the idea that they are in fact a good source to be quoting? And then look for bias, because we have our own bias when we search, and that's something that we do all the time. We start looking with what we want to find in our minds. So when we're doing good research, it's great to go out and take the other side of the fence and have a look what's out there, because it helps you build a better argument for whatever you're discussing. Now, of course, it depends on the type of content that you have. When you have content that is... oh, hang on. Yeah, Ian, I'll get back to you in 1 second. I can actually see your question now. Yeah, so when it comes to bias, looking at the other side of the equation helps to level the playing field a little bit more, because Google knows the sort of things that we search for, so tends to throw back our biases in our face. Snopes, the other one is Hoax Slayer. Ian, it's hoax-slayer.com. Snopes is a lot easier, I think, to manage. Hoax Slayer has some really good content, but sometimes it's not as easy to manage. They do have a lot of ads and things on their site. I can see that this video is a bit laggy, but hopefully it's not too bad for you guys. And the other thing that I wanted to mention that you can look at too is there's a Facebook page called Hoaxes on Facebook, or Hoaxes on FB, I think it is, and they kindly let me use their list, and I'll be doing a blog to follow up this article with more information in it, because I don't go for very long on this. Usually only go for about 15 minutes, but I am going a bit longer because of technical difficulties. But here's 6 pages. Hang on, where's my camera? 6 pages of names. There we go. I really haven't got this weather girl thing, the left, the right thing going yet. 6 pages of names of sites, which are fake news sites, satirical news sites, and otherwise scammy sites. So there's so many out there, and it's just incredible. And some of them are obviously ridiculous, and some of them not. But these days, I think it gets harder and harder for people to actually work out sometimes the way they word things. It's so reasonable that the satire might go over your head, depending, especially when it's about something that we're emotional about and we can get worked up about. So, and that tends to be around politics, religion, choices around lifestyle, whether, types of food we eat and all those sort of things, and the health industry. There's so many things that can be played on that it's very easy for us to get confused around that. So the types of research actually that you need to look at is whether or not it's qualitative, I hate saying these words, quantitative, or whether it's anecdotal. Now, some of those sort of tie in together. Anecdotal evidence is basically where we put our opinion out based on, I might say, hey, I tried almond milk and it's amazing, and then I tell everyone that it's amazing. And some people might have a nut allergy and it's so not amazing for them at all, but my experience of it was good. So the evidence that I have is based on my experience, or perhaps an experience of a smaller group of people. So when we look at quantitative research, it's when we're looking at creating things like questionnaires and surveys, particularly on a much broader basis. The more numbers, the better. And they're really great for understanding a market really well. That's something very useful. Then of course, then you've got the, as well as qualitative, we've got the quantitative, and that tends to be smaller groups. So when we're looking at perhaps working in very small teams on a much smaller base with less broad. It's very, very narrowed. And I'm trying to make this sound in a way that I can describe it without it sounding confusing. It will be less ambiguous than a broader base. It tends to be more investigative as well, and it often raises more questions than it was designed to, because that's the whole point. It's building kind of in a way on the anecdotal evidence, because we might take something that we've experienced and then we bring that into a control group to try to look at more, and each of these things can build on to formal research. And then if you are someone in the health industry, it's really good to back up things that you claim by looking for that formal research on known health sites, and going to perhaps clinics, for example, like the Mayo Clinic. If it's around cancer research, they have a lot of really good research that you can play into. Now that's not to dismiss the fact that anecdotal evidence is the base of many a new discovery. So we don't dismiss it, but it's important when we are putting information out there into the marketplace that we make it clear whether or not what we're talking about is anecdotal or not, and we don't make claims that could come back and hit our reputation later. So let me say, I hate saying the word and I feel like there was something else I wanted to talk about, but I have talked about checking the source of your information. I have talked about the sites you can go to check whether something is valid or not, and looking to see whether it is relevant, reliable, verifiable. They are really important things to do. And I think for a snapshot on research, that's probably enough for today. I do appreciate it, Ian. I thank you so much. I think you were possibly my only viewer. Maybe the topic was a bit scary for people, but hopefully they'll have a listen later and understand the value of research in the building of your reputation, particularly if you want to be known as a thought leader, a leader in your field. It's important to really be putting that quality content out there. So thanks everybody. Appreciate you listening and having the time, and remembering that this has a lag. I'm not going to hit the stop button straight away because you will be hearing me seconds after I've said this. So thank you again. If you have any questions later, please send them to me or pop them down underneath the video recording, and I look forward to helping you in the future. And if you've got a topic you'd like me to talk about next week, let me know as well. Thank you so much. Have a great evening or day.